everyone. Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney go take you explore Cameroon, the heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature, and traditions from Yaoundé market to rainforest adventures. Every page na new discovery. Join the Cameroonian food, music, and wildlife with our explorers. This book na true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and through your library and bookstores via Ingram's Park. Don't miss this adventure.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you'll have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. It is Friday, September the 6th. We have already got done with the first week, and we are trucking along. I hope y'all Friday went good. And, as for me, I was just doing what I normally do, get up early and have to get to work. Been working all day. And that's usually it for me after this live stream. So shout out to everybody who's coming on in. And definitely appreciate that. So we definitely get to talk about Gavin Newsom tonight. And another short story that came out of Chicago about a migrant family who just bought a new home in Chicago. We're going to talk about that as well. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters in Chicago. Definitely peace upon y'all. So just a few things, as always, real quick. If any of you going out to Ethiopia, make sure you keep up with your payments and all of that. So you definitely can go in March when we do that. As always, and people keep sending me emails, when's the next one? I never know when the next one is because I'm always trying to take care of the first one, right? I never get ahead of myself. Also, you can download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Once you do that, hit create account. And once you create an account, choose monthly, quarterly, or yearly. That is the best way that you can support our platform and programming. It also helps us to pay bills. It also helps us to grow. and we're trying to grow this thing bigger and better. Trust me, if we got a good injection of capital, we would really take off with this thing, right? But hey, we never know. We have some people been responding to the sales rep position that working with Kellen as a sales rep, and they said it was commission based. So some people have been responding, but if you are interested in a sales rep position, and we preferably would like someone who already got some juice already. You know, you got the juice. You can come in and just get, plugged in. And even if you are a sales rep, in a, African nation, Caribbean nation, and you got, the juice on some of these companies over there, yeah, get with Kellen. Hey, if you're a brother or sister in Latin America, you got the juice with some of that over there, get with us. Same way we say America, or if you're in the European continent, Asian continent, wherever, if you got the juice, then yeah, holler at us. Holler at us and let us know. You can just go to our contact page and just send some message. I'll forward it to Kellen, and you and Kellen will be talking about that. That's not my department or wheelhouse. I stick to where I'm better known. But anyway, outside of that, I don't never get beside my. Are you talking about the trip deal about getting beside myself? You say it's 3:05 in the morning. Or you must be in South Africa, right? Yeah, you must be in South Africa, or somewhere on the other side of the world. Well, shout out to y'all, man. When I was in South Africa, 3:05 in the morning, I was asleep because we stayed busy all day. And yeah, when I'm in Kenya or wherever, we just kind of run and gun all day and like, okay, it's time to go to bed. I like getting my good shower and head on in. But, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, you are in Israel. Oh, okay. You kind of one of the first people that ever said that, on this show that you are actually in Israel. Okay, well, shout out to y'all out there in Israel. I haven't had that on my list because I want to see all the African countries first. I want to see all the Caribbean countries first. I mean, all of them first, right? Before I go see anywhere else. You say, it's your brother in Israel. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, it's Friday. So let me go ahead on and jump in here, get this over with, and let's see, what are we going to do tonight? I don't even know. Oh, I don't think we did. No, did we do that this week? I don't even know. You know what? If we didn't, we're going to do it again. Shoot. That was where we can get started.
I have the courage to denounce the black bigot. I think Roy Ellis is no good, and I denounce. That's a lot of crap. Look, brother, you have your time. That's a lot of crap. Brother, hell no.
Count indictment in Manhattan that accuses him of diverting hundreds of thousands of dollars to his personal use after using fraud, grand larceny, and false business records to solicit funds from such diverse contributors as Don King, the boxing promoter, and Don Trump, the billionaire. Sharpton will be arraigned on state income tax charges later in Albany. In Manhattan Supreme Court, Reverend Sharpton was formally accused of taking in more than $250,000 for his national youth movement. The money allegedly was donated over a 3-year period to support youth programs, but State Attorney General Robert Abrams says lots of that cash went into Al Sharpton's pockets. About all the charges, they say he stole money. Same charges that Dr. King had, same charges gone. Where's all of the mob money? Where's the tickets go? This is disappointing. I thought we could do better. What about not filing for taxes? What about it? Black people don't owe no taxes. We ain't got no rights. They like my hair.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Al Sharpton, and all thing we could say to that is,
you're so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
Yeah, he was pretty dumb in some of the things he was doing back then, but shout out to Al. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Class is in session. Make sure you got all your pencil and paper and participate in class. If you are asked to participate, don't be back there sniffing the Elmer's glue and letting it stick to your hands and everything else. Act like you got some home training. So a couple of developments. Now, in California, the craziness that happened the other weekend about the reparations bills. But you do know prior to the reparations bills, AB 1840 was passed in California, but it had to go to Gavin Newsom's desk. And that was going to be the bill to allow the migrants to get, basically home loans. And some of it being subsidized by the taxpayer out there in California. Now, a lot of people called it out. We all called it out, right? Many people were upset by that. Okay, that passed. Then you've seen all the situations happen with the reparations bills. And we've seen all the sabotage and all the finessing and all of that because Gavin Newsom didn't want those bills whatsoever. He didn't want them. He dangled the carrot in front of black folk. And in the end, no. They sabotaged it. No reparations, right? Well, he was supposed to sign AB 1840. And he did not sign it. Okay, let's put up on the screen exactly what he said. Now I'm gonna give you my reasons why I think he did this. Let me see, right here. All right, the office of the governor. It says to the members of the California State Assembly, I'm returning Assembly Bill 1840 without my signature. This bill seeks to prohibit the disqualification of applicants, from one of California housing finance agencies. It said home purchase assistance program based solely on their immigration status. Given the finite funding available for Cal HFA programs, expanding program eligibility must be carefully considered within the broader context of the annual state budget to ensure we manage our resources effectively. For this reason, I'm unable to sign this bill. So effectively, he vetoed that bill, so the migrants will not be getting that type of assistance. But remember, in the beginning of the year, he signed a bill the migrants could get state health care. So what made him not sign this? If he was all cool with the state health care on the taxpayer, why not give him a house? What happened? Well, let's talk about what happened. What happened was y'all. Let me explain to you what I meant by what happened was y'all. So let's think about it on Gavin Newsom's perspective. They thought originally that they was going to do these reparation bills and get rid of them, kill the bills, and nobody would have saw it happening. And especially it was on a weekend. And shout out to Sister Camila Moore, because I didn't know nothing about this until I got a message from her at 4:30 in the morning on X telling me about what was going on and wanted to come up here to discuss it. Well, Sister Camila Moore did a good job by contacting everybody. And let me say something about that. You see, what Sister Camila Moore did, she had relationships with everybody, right? She had relationships with the mainstream. She had relationships with people in the new black media. She had relationships with celebrities. She had relationships. And Camila got on here and she started telling everybody real quick what's going on. Hey, can I talk? Can I say something? And Camila was going everywhere to tell people what was going on. We found it out on a Friday. They got a flyer, got everything together and say, hey, we need to be up there going to Sacramento on Saturday. Boom. The people that can get up there to Sacramento went on Saturday. So when they tell you, oh, social media ain't nothing, it's not whatever. No, you see how quick that galvanized. She didn't get on TV to do that. She went to all these different platforms talking directly to y'all. So shout out to Sister Camila Moore for doing that, because if she wouldn't have done that, none of us would have known in time, and they would have got no pushback, no blowback, no anything. So after this blowback, and remember what the brothers and sisters said, that, hey, it's going to affect your little friend. You know, black people say your little friend. You already know how they feel. It's going to affect your little friend in November. So Gavin Newsom shoot, man, I was going to sign that bill for the migrants, because, I'm all down for that. That's what we here for, the migrants. So he said, you know what? Nah, let me not sign that, because if I sign this bill, I'm going to solidify everything they're saying, that basically y'all Democrats are only for the migrants and y'all say to hell with black Americans. That is the reason why I feel Gavin Newsom vetoed that bill. I really believe he would have signed that bill, because trust me, if they thought he wouldn't sign that bill, they probably wouldn't even put it up. Bottom line, Gavin Newsom wants to, be president one day. right? Now, Gavin Newsom, if you was really smart, you would have did the reparations. Because this the thing, Gavin Newsom. If you would have did reparations in California, black folks nationwide would have seen you do that. And if you did that in California, Gavin Newsom, when you ran for president, I would have voted for you. You understand? I can guarantee I would have voted for you because I'm saying, okay, now could you do this on the federal level? Because if he would have did that in California and just did the right thing, it's a shoo-in he would have got elected. And I don't vote for Democrats, but I would have voted for him. You understand? Because if you do something for my people, I don't care what letter you got in front of your name. If you do something for my people, I'm going to support you. Definitely at the ballot box. I'll get on my platform and support you. Gavin Newsom could have had almost a guaranteed shot, but he decided to mess it off. He decided that. And it looks so bad because Democrats have a super majority in California. So you can't even point at the Republicans because there's not enough of them to even shoot you down. So he went on ahead and vetoed this bill. Now, who's to say they may not circle back around in a few months and try to pass it? Because that's probably what they may do, is try to circle back around and pass it when nobody's looking. Because you know how they are. When you shine, see, politicians don't like when that light is on them. Okay, no politician likes that. Politicians like when you are not paying attention to them. They can do things in the dead of night. They can sneak. They can get away with different things. They like that. They don't want no pressure. They don't want no problems. But when y'all looking and y'all saying, wait a minute, hold on, man. See, that's the policy of the Democrat Party. The policy of the Democrat Party is forget the black American. Forget all we are to them is a vote. We've been voting for them for 60 years. How have we gotten better? Let me tell you something. It's not just black men saying that. It is black women saying that. I am talking to different black women, and they are telling me they can't stand the Democrat Party. And they're not saying they're Republicans. And some of them say, yeah, but I was already socially conservative anyway. And I didn't really get down with some of that stuff the Democrats got going on anyway. And like I was discussing with somebody earlier, I was like, the Democrat Party today isn't the Democrat Party that my grandmother and them would vote for. I said, my grandmother can come back and see this Democrat Party today. She would be shocked. She would be utterly shocked. Because she know that party right now is extremely anti-morality. So they think that they're going to keep black people down and at the bottom. What black people are saying is this. You owe a debt. How dare you pass up your debts that you owe and go give the money to people that just got here yesterday? Pay your debts first. Then after you pay the debts that you owe, and if you got something extra or whatever, I guess, but pay the debts that you owe first. That doesn't make sense. And black Americans are tired of that. Y'all understand that election, that national one, is coming up. Also in November, all of them are up for a re-election. We need every one of you brothers and sisters in California to get yourself registered to vote today. Because I don't know when voter registration gets cut off. I just know in Texas is October 20th, but I don't know in your state. But you need to, every last one of you, don't get angry, don't yell, get yourself registered to vote, and get out there and vote in that California election. And get all those congressional, legislative black caucus members out. Get them out. That's the only way y'all going to send a message in California. Black people in California, this is your time to shine. We're looking at you. It is time for you to vote against blue, no matter who. If it's a Republican, if it's whoever, vote for somebody else, but get them out. Do your part. If all eligible voters in California who are black show up and do their part, it'll send a message to the Democrats. It'll send a message. This is a time to send that message real quick. This is not a time to sit on the couch. I don't support the couch. I don't support it because we need all hands on deck. We need all hands. Your vote may be the deciding vote in California that get those Congressional Black Caucus members out. They're not serving black. They're serving Democrat. They're serving blue. And since they want to serve blue, no problem. Get out there and vote. Get them out. See, why you still have power to. Because let me tell you something else. If Vice President Kamala Harris get in office, she's going to make sure to give them amnesty. Once she give them amnesty, she going to give them the right to vote. Once they get the right to vote, as a collective, Black America's done. Because it's going to be way more of them in this country than you and me. So this is the election that we can't have people sitting on the couch. It's like what Julius Malema said about the EFF. He said, if you're not registered to vote and you in the EFF, what's the point of you being in here? You got to help the EFF, just like you got to help Black America. What's the point of you complaining about what the Democrats are doing and you're not registered to vote? You got to help Black America. You got to participate. We need all hands on deck. Ladies and gentlemen, we need everybody there. And with that being said, because I forgot to say this, definitely for my my greatest audience ever who's here, for the Democrat Shields, I want you to also get registered to vote. If you're not registered to vote, vote.gov. Go to vote.gov and register to vote today. Also, my people in California, my people in Illinois, my people in New York, get yourself registered to vote. Any local elections come up, get registered to vote and get these people out. If they got a D by their name, they got to go. Get them out. And it's not about replacing them with another person. They got a D in front of their name because they're all from the same party. But you can't do any of what I'm saying unless you're registered to vote. And go to vote.gov and get registered to vote today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time that we can't just complain. Sure, we're here to give you the information. But we're giving you the information so you could say, you know what? Let me make sure I register to vote today. Now, in the chat, how many of you are actually registered to vote? We got, 1,800 of you today? So far, how many of you are actually registered to vote? Like, hey, Phil, if the elections were tomorrow, I'm registered to vote. I like to know. Like, 1, if you're registered, 2, you're not registered. I like to know. Get to my other screen real quick, because we got something else to look at in class. Let me see, they feel like it's 20. Yeah, you see, the thing is, let's find out. Okay, so Lou Mike, you say you're registered to vote. Okay, everybody in here should be registered to vote. Okay, everybody putting their hands up, they registered to vote. Good. And I need you to know what your early voting is in your state. So what I'd like y'all to do is make sure that you go vote early. Because I don't want you to see the crowd and be like, oh, man, I don't feel like doing that. I want you to go the first day of early voting. That's what we're going to do. Like in my state, the state of Texas, I think early voting is the 20th, 20th October, I think. I'll double check that. But whatever, the first day of early voting, I will be there. The first day of early voting. Because I want to make sure mine get put in. I don't have to worry about it no more. I'm chill. I'm straight. That's it. Yeah, that's true. Let's get it. California, we looking at you. Your time to shine is going to be November, California. I think they say over 2 million of y'all. I don't know how many are registered to vote, but all of you need to be registered to vote. All of y'all need to get up there. You know how y'all do caravans and all of that? Y'all need to be doing caravans out there to the poll. Get out there. Get these people out, because if you don't get them out, I'm telling you, it's going to be repercussions for that, because they're going to make sure to cement the migrants even more in California over you. They're going to make sure this happens. This is the Democrat mantra and the Democrat policy. Just because Gavin Newsom vetoed this bill doesn't mean they're not going to bring up another one. So think about it. Even if y'all don't vote all of them out, what if you knock off 1, 2, 3, 4 of them? Let's say you knock off 3 or 4 of them. That would send a message. Think about this. You don't have to get all of them out. You just got to, of course, the goal is to get all of them out. But if they start seeing when they go back after the election in November, and they be like, oh man, they actually came out and voted and got so-and-so out and so-and-so out and so-and-so out. Oh shoot, and they didn't care. They was even Republican. And they start looking around and they seeing they partners gone. Then when you holler at them again and say, hey, you gonna put the reparations bill back up? What's going on? And the only reason, let me tell you why Gavin Newsom is dirty. The only reason Gavin Newsom did this, y'all remember they recalled him. Remember that? They had recalled Gavin Newsom. And he needed black people to come out and vote because who else was going to come out and vote for him for reparations? Sure wasn't going to be the Asians or Hispanics or the whites. He needed black people to come out there and vote for him, especially when he got recalled. This man been playing games with black folk, okay? This has been the Democrat Party mantra. Now, let's take it to what else we have been talking about when it comes to the migrants. I have preached to y'all many sermons, okay? I preached many sermons that the migrants are going to start getting ahead of you. Now, I felt it was going to happen maybe in a couple of years. Oh, no, I was wrong. The migrants are starting to get ahead of you in 2024. Already, they're starting getting ahead of you with the help of the Democrat Party. They're not doing it by themselves. They're doing it with the help of the Democrat Party because they don't have nothing to get ahead. They don't have no credit. They don't have no job history. They don't even speak the language. So how could they really get ahead on their own without the Democrats making sure they help them? Democrats make sure they pay for. Well, where's my people in Chicago? Where's my Chicago people? Got any Chicago people in the chat? You say Florida's October 28th? That's early voting? Okay. You say you voted to recall? Okay. So my people in the chat, Chicago. So this is the deal. I want to run a clip by y'all real quick. Let me pull it up. And this is out of Chicago, what I'm about to play. And let's discuss this clip after the fact. Let me get to it. But check this out real quick. It's a short clip. It's not going to take that long.
You ready?
It was a homecoming they had only dreamed of until today. Today, the Gomez family officially welcomed friends to their new home in North Austin. Gabriel Gomez tells us it's his dream. This is what he wanted for his children. It is the first home for this family of four, and it is the first time they have lived in anything bigger than one bedroom for 8 years. Eyuveles Rengel says they are very happy, and this is an important step for their family. Originally from Venezuela, they worked in food service as an auto mechanic, delivering food, factory work. When they first arrived in Chicago in 2022 as new arrivals, they landed at Grace and Peace Church. This home is the first of 4 distressed West Side homes the church bought, rehabbed, and sold.
All right. Now, what I'm about to say has nothing to do with this particular family. I don't know this family. They could be very great people, and I won't say nothing negative about this family because not everybody is bad people. I'm not saying that. But we're talking about the Democrat Party. We're talking about what I said, that the Democrat Party was going to make sure to paper them up, make sure they're good. They're working jobs. And I want you to notice they had an intact family. It was a mom there, a dad there, and 2 children. You can do a whole lot with a family. Now, another thing, this whole family came over here as migrants, right? Some of this stuff we talk about in the black community and the area relationships, it needs to stop. All this 50-50 conversation, as you can clearly see, that man was in his uniform and she works in food service. So clear is that they working together in a situation, right? Okay, cool. You make it a lot more with 2 incomes versus 1. We have to stop all this stupid division in the community. Stupid. But at the same time, the U.S. government never tried to break up their families. When the migrants come over, they're not trying to break up their families. They're not trying to tell, migrant women that, they don't need their men and all that messaging to their families and their children. No, they stick together. And sticking together with the help of the U.S. government or the local government right there in Chicago or Illinois, either or, you can get a new house. So let's think about this. They come to Chicago 2 years ago. They arrived 2 years ago. And in 2 years, they moved into a new home. In 2 years, with the help of the church. They also got, which you did not know, they also got down payment assistance as well. So they did not even have to come out of pocket for a down payment. Because the bank say the house is this, and this is down payment. Don't worry about that. They use the down payment assistance also help you with closing costs in some of the programs, right? So they didn't have to worry about much of nothing. They just got a new home. All they have to do is just pay the payments, maintain the bills. That's it. Now, let's talk about Black Americans. Black Americans, let's talk about them. There are many Black Americans in Chicago in that same neighborhood. Where they at? They say Austin, right? And you remember that's where some of the pushback first started about taking a field house in that neighborhood, with Sister Carter Trust and all of those brothers and sisters. And they're moving the migrants in the Black community because that's a Black area. The only reason I know that, I'm not from Chicago, but I know that because of all that stuff happened with the field house. That's what I remember that from, right? So, no, it was not a Black church. It was a Hispanic a pastor. I seen him. It's a Hispanic pastor. It don't matter if he's Hispanic, Black, don't matter. The simple fact is they're getting homes in the Black communities and putting migrant families in the Black communities. Why? That they literally trying to change the demographics in those Black areas. They're trying to push Black people out. Is what they're doing. Now, they're successfully almost doing it in California, but you got a lot of brothers and sisters still fighting and holding on. But they're trying their best. That's a concerted effort to push out Black people out of California. And they want to do that in Chicago, too. That's why they're stacking a bunch of migrants. So in 2 years, a migrant family got home, while a lot of Black folks in that same area still renting. But that's your brother, Brandon Johnson, right? That's your black representation, right? Making sure that everybody else is papered up except Black Americans. So when we talk about immigration, I'm talking about the distribution of resources. I'm not talking about the immigrants themselves. I'm talking about the Democrat Party who divvy up resources to give to the migrant, but yet overlook the American. And no country throughout the world will ever do something like that. Now, other European nations are doing the exact same thing to a point, probably not much as America, but they're still doing it too. Because their birth rates are so low, they need migrants to come in to do work and everything else because they're not having babies. So this has been more so a Western play, is to let a bunch of migrants come in at the expense of the citizens and making the citizens pay for it. So once again, when you hear me talking about the Democrat Party, I'm not talking about them with the distribution of resources. It's no emotional attachment for me with them, but they're literally playing in our face. They're saying come on, the Black community have been voting for them for the past 60 years, ladies and gentlemen. 60. How many of y'all got homes at the Democrat Party in 2 years? I'll definitely wait. I'll be waiting all day for you to answer that question. Listen, and check this out. That family didn't have to go to any meetings. They did not have to pay taxes. They don't have to deal with the police like we've dealt with them. They wasn't shamed about anything. They slide right on in. And while you go out and vote Democrat, vote blue no matter who, they benefit off of your vote blue no matter who. So really, Black people, you partly to blame why some of this is happening. Because you've been going out voting blue no matter who. And the Democrats have been very open about their immigration policies. Very, very open. They haven't really hid that. Just like they don't hide the situation about non-reproductive sex or the unaliving children in the womb. That's what they push to you. Non-reproductive sex and unaliving children in the womb. They keep that in your face. But they have, the family you just saw, they have more and more of those families coming over every day, and they don't push that unaliving children in the womb to those families, but they want you to get rid of yourself. And unfortunately, some women in our community have drunk the devil's Kool-Aid. And they agree with unaliving children in the womb. They believe that's a form of birth control. They don't tell them about their increased risk of cervical cancer. They don't tell them about the increased risk of breast cancer. They don't tell them about how they're going to feel after the fact, how that may even come back to haunt them years down the line because it actually took a life. They don't tell them about them could possibly being sterile after that procedure, where they couldn't have children at all. They don't tell you enough for you to know, like, why would you take a risk of cervical cancer, being sterile, and breast cancer? Why would you take that kind of risk? I believe that risk come because you violating God's law. God's law say, thou shalt not kill, or you shall not kill. Also, the scriptures teach God does not like, matter of fact, he hates those who shed the innocent blood. And when you unaliving a child in the womb just because you were not responsible, you know good and well what it takes to be responsible in your, intimacy. You know it's 30 forms of birth control. They got plan B. If you're like, ooh, shoot, let me hurry up and take a plan B. Now, some people say, well, plan B is the same. Nah, to me, no, plan B is not the same. You don't have a fully functioning child already. You don't. We're talking about when the child is, heartbeat, everything, right? Everything is there. Heartbeat, developed child. And you doing this as a form of birth control. You have to remember 1% of all abortions are by, violating a woman or incest, something like that. That's really 1%. 1%. The rest of them is convenience. It's convenience. Or, I want to hide I was cheating on my husband. That sort of thing. So let me go ahead and get rid of the evidence. That's why they want that stuff. It's not because a bunch of women are getting violated or incest is happening and no. Or the life of the mother. That is not the majority. The majority is using it for birth control, covering up dirty deeds. You say you sure they're giving African migrants all the same stuff? I don't really believe that. I believe they're getting some things, but I don't believe African migrants are being prioritized. I don't believe that. Because at the end of the day, Africans are still black. Whether they I know good and well we all identify certain ways. We talking about in the eyes of the folks. They black, okay? They may give them a little more than me and you, but here and there, but they're not going to make sure to rise them above the lighter skinned people. No, remember, this country has a racial caste system. The African and the Caribbean person is not going to be above all the lighter skinned people. That's just not going to happen. It's not. And notice when the media shows situations about migrants, they keep making sure to put the face of what migrants is on a Venezuelan. If you notice the way they show it, when they say migrants, they always point to someone of Latin descent. But they have Asian migrants here. You have African. You have Arab. You got East Indian. You have all that. Now, recently I just saw a report that the Indians now are flooding this country, but they go into Canada, and then they crossing the border from Canada into the United States of America. So now they're flooding the East Indians, Kamala's people, right? And I tell you what, y'all get Kamala in there, you can be like, where all these East Indians come from? Like, I never seen that many before, because Kamala gonna give them visas, and they're gonna be to come over here. Kamala gonna have the whole India over here. You watch, because that's our people. Why wouldn't she have them over here? Why wouldn't she? I mean, shoot. If I had to be the president, I would I'll make sure to find out where the riders at first. And I want to import all the riders here in the diaspora. I sure would. Those who ride, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, all the Julius Malema types, bring them over here. That's the ones I want over here. Now the ones that want to shuck and jive, stay where you at. But they're getting ahead, but the Democrat Party. In order for y'all to stop this, you're going to have to stop it at the ballot box. You're going to have to stop it. If you don't stop it, we'll find out here shortly if you're willing to stop it or you're just willing to complain. But this is what I told y'all. I'm going to look at what happens after this election. And if y'all go out here and reward the Democrat Party with the presidency, I don't see them people moved around in California. I see the Democrats, if they get the House and Senate, and they're literally rewarded, I told y'all, I'm not going to say much about the Democrats at that point. I'm going to talk to y'all and say, y'all don't complain on the migrants at that point, because y'all want the migrants to get everything, because you had the opportunity to put a stop to it, and you chose not to. I'm warning you ahead of time. I am going to go that route the whole time Kamala Harris will be in office. I'm not going to speak against her. Won't do it at all. I don't care if she bring 50 million Indians here. I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to say, well, I don't say you want them here because you vote. That's what you voted for. Remember, that's going to be my statement. You voted for that, so don't complain. So if you don't want to hear me, Lord bless, for 4 years straight, go in every day about how this is what you wanted, this is what you voted for, and I won't say a word about no migrant or nothing. I'll just be talking about you and what you're not getting, and because you don't want nothing because you went and voted for that. That's right. Eric is right. Actions speak louder than words. I don't want to see people online being mad at the state capitol. Get your behind out there and vote. Don't be lazy, because the problem with a lot of black folks is you're lazy. You're lazy. And the migrants that's coming over here, they trying to get it every way they can. And while you stomping your feet and mad, they're over here trying to get around you and get above you and will be above you. Y'all gonna start seeing you go ahead and put Kamala in there. Some of your new supervisors are gonna be migrants. A thick accent too, like, man, when did you just get over here? Oh, 6 months ago. Huh? And you the supervisor? Yeah. Because they got rid of the American supervisor because it's cheaper to hire him. Because they don't have to pay them as much as an American citizen. You understand? A lot of y'all not realizing, a lot of y'all about to start getting laid off. You about to start getting laid off from your job. Because all these, especially you men, listen to me, men. All those jobs you're doing, you may say, I got a good job. I can't be replaced. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. And these corporations will replace you. Oh, I have this kind of license. I can't be replaced. That same company that's working for you, go get that migrant the same training you got. They'll pay for it and pay them cheaper than you and let you go. Trust me, these corporations will send them to do all kind of training. Even if they don't know, because they're willing to take a cheaper pay. They may take $5 less, $10 less. Well, I'm going to tell you from personal experience, the lower your payroll, the more the profits you keep. The higher your payroll, the lower the profit you keep. That's just the truth in business. So the key is to have payroll low as possible. I just saw Shell Oil right here in Houston talking about laying off, I think up to 60,000 people. Talking about they had to cut back. Now, you laying off all them people, who you going to replace them with? Who you going to replace them with? 'Cause I know good and well them jobs just not going to be filled. Oh, yeah, Cynthia. Oh, yes. General Motors, you better believe they're going to be hiring them. You get Vice President Kamala Harris in there, I promise you, she's going to fast track their paperwork. They will have their Social Security numbers. And, I'm telling you, because once they get their Social Security number, they give them, they're legal. You can't say they're illegal at that point. They're legal. Once they get that work permit and all that, they're legal. So you can't use the term illegal. And once they get that, oh yeah, come on in here. Because not only that, they're sending money to their family members overseas. You're not doing that, but they're doing that. So even the money they're getting, billions of dollars are going outside this country. So the Democrat Party has a American citizen last platform. They don't care about the American people. They don't care that they're spending billions of dollars in Ukraine, billions of dollars in Israel. They don't care about the homeless. They don't care about people being hungry. They don't care about the grocery store prices. They don't care about insurance, health insurance being too high, car insurance being too high, homeowners insurance being too high. They don't care that insurance companies are closing shop. Now, if you have an insurance company, I think people should go to jail for that. You got an insurance company, let's say you've been paying your policy for 5 years. And when you need your policy, now they can't pay it out. It's too much. What'd you do with the money? I really believe a lot of this insurance industry is a scam. Because if you've been paying into your policy and now when you need it, it's a problem. Or when you use your policy you've been paying into for years, your rate gonna go up. Hold on, I'm paying you to cover me if I have any accident, anything like that. I'm paying you to cover me. You say the payment is this, I'm paying you. And because I used my stuff that I've never used before, now you're gonna jack up the price? That should be illegal. That should be illegal to do that to the people. But they don't care. They don't care. Yeah, I agree with that, Tiger Brown. We do have our own foot on our necks. Yes, we do. You're 100% right. We got our own foot on our necks. Our own politicians, as you clearly seen in California, will cut our own throats. They should have been, listen, if they was about the right thing, they'd have put that bill up, it would have got passed. Now, if Gavin Newsom would have vetoed it, then, hey, they'd have been in the clear. They say, hey, look, we put it up, he vetoed it. And then he knows if he'd have did that, they would have literally tanked his political career. Because black folks all over the country would never forgot that one. But still, Gavin Newsom, I wouldn't vote for him either. After this stunt, no. So he might well stay in California with his politics. Because, maybe the only thing he can move to at this point is a congressional. I don't think he wants Congress because, governor is a pretty powerful position. A governor is almost like a president, at least in that state. You know what I'm saying? The governor is very powerful. You might want to stay as a governor or doing whatever. I don't know if they have term limits in California. Maybe y'all do. I know in Texas we don't have term limits. So Greg Abbott can be the governor as long as he voted in. You say we're partly our own worst enemy. Yeah, I agree. Much as I reluctantly don't like saying that sort of thing, I agree. Because I think we're starting to see that more and more in 2024, that the reason why we haven't gotten nowhere is because these black politicians. Because if they were standing on business, it don't matter if Gavin Newsom say he's going to veto the bill. They're like, well, veto it. But I'm going to tell the people that what you just said, though, that you're going to veto this bill because you don't want reparations, but you the one signed for the study, bruh. So no, I'm putting it up. And if you veto, and I'm going to tell the people what you said. So veto it if you want to. I'm good. Not good at you vetoing, but I'm good with my people, and I did the right thing by them. What's wrong with them? You can't just say, man, you know what? Yeah, put the bill up. I'm voting for it. That's it. And get everybody on the record. But no, all of them stood in unison against the bill. Yeah, well, you know what? The best way to fix a problem is to call out the problem. And for a long time, we was refusing to call it a problem. We'd rather call out the racists when they doing stuff, in which we should call them out. But we never really wanted to call out our own. You know, at one point in time, we would condemn somebody for calling out our own. You want to say they're a sellout. You want to call them a name or whatever for calling out people who are doing bad behavior to Black American people. And we are finally growing up. We are finally seeing things for what it is. And I'm going to tell you what, the young people also are watching. Because I did an interview with a young brother today on his platform, and whenever that brother put that content out, and that young brother paying attention and paying attention to even what we're doing here, right? And so we got to do the right thing for the Gen Zs. So Gen X, some of you older millennials, we gotta do what's right for our young Gen Z brothers and sisters, because they're in a position they can't even buy a house. That's a trip. So the migrants get a house, but our young brothers and sisters who are Gen Z can't even get an apartment. Can't even get an apartment, but the migrants be here just 2 years, 2 whole years, and get a house. Your rent keep going up and up and up. And some of you worrying about if I can even stay here anymore. But the migrants get a whole house. Not an apartment, a house. Oh, you say Newsom is termed out in 2026? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so he has 2 more years and he's done. Okay. All right. Well, y'all have to get a new governor in 2026, which won't be that long. The way time is passing. Yeah, they were saying that, Chris, you're right. They're saying that Gen Z has almost been priced out of homes. And they not giving them jobs, as you say is true, to even afford a home. Most of your home buyers now are older. But the crazy part is, okay, you have an apartment because apartments usually be cheaper than homes. Now apartments is costing the amount of a mortgage. This is why I've been preaching being single is a luxury now. See, if somebody say, oh, well, they had to be together because they didn't have rights. They had to be together because of this. And you at the same spot where they were. Ladies, you better get you a man, brother. You better get you a woman. And y'all work together. See, that migrant family, they working together. Both of them working to try to take care of their kids. And that's what y'all better start doing. Y'all better put aside that stupid petty differences and learn to get along. It's better for 2 people to get together than 2 people be homeless because you want to be single out there and doing what you want. I'm telling you from personal experience, because I'm married. I've been married 13 years this year. Thank the Lord. And it's better to work with a woman than for you to be by yourself. I'm telling you. A lot of you men, you'll live longer. You got a woman. It's statistically proven men live longer when they married. Because your woman gonna get on to you. How some of you men don't want to go to. Some of you men don't want to go to the doctor. Or your wife gonna make you go to the doctor. She say, hey, something ain't right with you. You need to go to the doctor. I'll be all right. No. Either you go or I'm gonna make you go. Because you ain't gonna be in here dying on me. You going. But versus, let's say if you don't have a wife look out for you like that, then yeah, those kind of things that happen. But even scriptures teach that, God said it was not good for man to be alone. You think you know more than God? if God felt it was okay for men to be alone, women would have never been created. We got to go back to the original story. Men were alone. We were by ourselves. We were fine. But God said, no, that's not good. So let me go ahead on and create you a partner. Let me create you a helpmeet, right? Your partner, your assistant. You be the leader. She assists you in the leadership. It's just that simple. And it's getting hard, especially in California. You talking about how the migrants, how they make it? They make it because they families get together. And they stay, because I trust me, I've asked a lot of people, and that's what they say in these other groups. They get together. Some will be multiple family in the home. Black people don't want to do that. Oh, no. You don't want to have 2 or 3 families in the house. Oh, No, we live, beyond which we live like white people. White people believe in being very individualistic. And black folks are the same way. Definitely. They've gotten extremely individualistic. Individualism works well for them. It don't really work well for us. We're more powerful in the village mentality. We're not powerful being individualistic. Yeah, you're right. They do it in Africa all the time. Oh, yes, they do. I've seen it. Yes, they do. They work together. Well, when you don't have a lot of opportunity, you got to utilize all the people you got. You know, what y'all paying for this daycare is ridiculous. But in the continent, you still got the grandmas like we used to have. You know, hey, you can drop the baby off with grandma. She loved taking care of kids. The grandmas today, the problem is the grandmas are too young. That's really the problem. Because you shouldn't be a grandma or grandpa at my age. You should be a grandma or grandpa when you get about 55. You know, maybe early 50s, but 55, 60. That's when you should become a grandpa. But the problem y'all ran into is a lot of the millennials and Gen Z had kids too early. And while your mama or your dad, they still working out here. They barely getting into empty nesters, hopefully. And now they want to go live their life. Now, maybe they have a good 10-year run and maybe like, all right, I'm cool. I don't want to do that no more. I'm cool with sitting in the house with kids. But that's usually when you get a little older. But over there in the continent, what I've seen, they got the grandma over there. And she want all the kids. Yeah. The grandmas and grandpas are far too young. I'm a grandpa. I feel like I'm too young for that. I can't get the senior special at IHOP. I feel that grandpa should be when I can get the senior special. I cannot get the senior special. So how do you expect somebody my age or my wife's age to be sitting in here taking care of kids all day when we still working? We got stuff that we want to do, right? And the grandma and grandpas are still raising their own kids. Because maybe they have like me. I have a 10-year-old. That's like my youngest child. You know, I got all grown, but 10. She's going on 20 though. Oh, yeah. She's definitely a chip off the old block. I'll say that. You say you're a 58-year-old grandma. You say, shout out to you. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. 58, 55, 60, you know. But the beautiful thing about being a grandparent, what I love, though, is you play with the kids, you have a good time with them, and say, all right, go back on over there with your mammy. And that's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. You ain't got to change diapers. You ain't got to do any of that. Well, at least I'm not about changing no diapers. Matter of fact, I don't even like to watch no kids unless they walk on their own, talk on their own, and they can go use the bathroom on their own. That's a prerequisite for me. Kids that's whining and crying and can't tell me if they're hurting, can't tell me you're hungry. No, not me. No, when they get to that stage, like they say maybe 4 or 5, okay, yeah, I'm cool with them. But no. Oh yeah. My little girl, yeah. Oh yeah, she's. But one thing I like about my little girl, I love, not like, is she asks a lot of questions. Like you can't just tell her nothing because she's gonna ask you like, well, why is that? Well, with this, and what I tell her, I tell her something, and I say, look, go look it up on Google. Go look it up here. I try to tell her where to find things at and get her in the habit. Sometimes she asks me a question, I'll say, hey, go look it up. Then come back and tell me what it said to you. I just want to get her in the habit of finding the answer herself. Because if you know how to go find and research on your own information, then nobody could just tell you any old thing. I want her to have those skills where nobody can just like tell her something and trick her. No. Go research that. Look into that. Or she'll say, Daddy, you say, where you found that at? And I tell her, and then she go look it up. Oh yeah, I read this. I want her to be smarter than me. Always. That's how it's supposed to be. Your children's supposed to be smarter than you. They don't supposed to be underneath you. You say kids are kids. No, I mean, I guess kids are kids, but from what I learned, all kids aren't the same. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. It's very, very important. We should be streaming tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you come join us here on African Diaspora News Channel. Make sure you check out all the content from everybody like Sister Warren Gale and Demetra and Renelle, Wade and Letty and Emma and Vicky and anybody else that we have coming on. Charmaine, she's back. So definitely check out what she has going on as well. So thank y'all for listening. We'll see y'all.